few years ago, when I was trying to break into cybersecurity, I wish someone told me about these 5 cybersecurity home lab projects. These are home labs that can help you get your first job within cybersecurity, and it's going to cost you $0. All you need is a laptop and you can run virtual machines and build all of these 5 cybersecurity home labs. 3 of these home labs I've already covered on this channel, and I will share the guides with you. All you've got to do is just comment labs in the comment section. And the other 2 are concept cybersecurity labs, which I haven't built yet, but you can use the 3 labs and then build these 2 labs as an extension on top. So sit back, relax, and make sure you watch this video till the very end. How's it going, guys? And welcome to another video. To those that are new to the channel, my name is Royden and I make cybersecurity videos based out of Melbourne, Australia. Now, it's no secret that hands-on experience is very important when you want to get your first role within cybersecurity. Now, if you don't have a job or an internship, how exactly do you build that hands-on experience? And the answer is simple: practical home labs. I'm going to be giving you 5 cybersecurity home labs that will help you learn about cybersecurity, networking, IT, all from a well-rounded perspective, and you learn important skills in cybersecurity like blue teaming, red teaming, as well as artificial intelligence, along with some Python programming too. Starting off with the first home lab, and this is building your own SIEM lab. Now, what does SIEM stand for? SIEM stands for Security Information and Event Management, and a SIEM is a system which collects logs from different devices, and you can view these logs or alerts on a central dashboard, and it's used to provide insights about what's going on within your network or with your devices. A SIEM is a system which is heavily used in a SOC role. So if you're trying to be a SOC analyst, you definitely need to build valuable SIEM experience. Now, the first home lab is a wireshark SIEM home lab. Wireshark is an open source SIEM solution, so you have to pay nothing in order to build and get started. All you need is a virtual box with 2 virtual machines, a Windows virtual machine and an Ubuntu virtual machine, and you run your wireshark agent on your Windows virtual machine, and on your Ubuntu you run a wireshark server. And in this home lab, I have demonstrated file and integrity monitoring, wherein any changes to directories, files, etc. is all logged on your wireshark dashboard. And you can also sort of take it to another level by adding other components like a Kali Linux VM in order to attack your Windows virtual machine, and then see what type of logs and events are generated on your wireshark server or your wireshark dashboard. As I said, comment labs and I will share all the lab guides for the 3 home labs that I have covered on this very channel. Once you've built your wireshark SIEM lab, you then move on to an AI-based cybersecurity home lab. And the title of this lab is an AI-based SOC analyst. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be leveraging artificial intelligence and building our own junior SOC analyst bot. The tools you need to build this cybersecurity home lab project, once again, is a VirtualBox VM. You can use Ubuntu VM, you can use a Kali Linux VM as your attacker machine, and you need an AI agent. For the purpose of this lab, I have used Area AI, which is a cloud-based AI agent, and you can select different types of models in there. But the choice is completely yours. You can use different types of AI agents as well. But if you want to follow the lab that I have made, you can just use Area AI as well. Now, with this home lab, it's very important that you know Python programming. Now, a lot of the times, cybersecurity professionals, when they hear Python programming, they kind of get scared. But trust me, I didn't know much about Python programming as well, but I'll share with you the resources that I used to learn Python programming. And I used Brilliant in order to learn and understand Python. They've got a course on their platform called Thinking in Python, which is very different. It's an interactive form of learning. There are different modules. Now, look, I used to find Python programming very hard, but Brilliant sort of made that easy for me in a sense that it made me understand what exactly are the different concepts, and it helped me understand Python within like a month. And other than Python, you can also learn math, algebra, etc. And the platform itself is sort of built with experts from Harvard, Stanford, MIT, so you are in safe hands. Now, the scenario that is used to teach the Thinking in Python course is also around cybersecurity. So it's an added bonus. You can keep cybersecurity in mind and learn Python at the same time. Now, another thing with Brilliant is that they've also got their new Brilliant tutor, which basically sits on your screen while you're studying. And if you're stuck anywhere, you can literally interact with Brilliant Tutor, and it's like a private tutor for you. Just look at this clip right here.
Hey, I'm just stuck for the next question. What's the difference between attachments in malware and malware in attachments?
The in operator checks if the left item is inside the right collection. We want to see if malware is inside the attachments list. Bingo.
I found this very helpful in order to break down the different concepts within Python and then help me get over the line with my Python study. Now, if you're a viewer of this channel, Brilliant is offering 20% of their annual subscription plans, so you can check it out. You can get started for free on Brilliant, but you need a premium subscription in order to unlock all of their courses, for which you can use the 20% discount that should be on the screen right now, and there's a link in the description as well, so do check Brilliant out. Speaking about the AI Junior SOC Analyst Home Lab, what I have done is I am running a Python script on my Ubuntu virtual machine. Built into that Python script is an API integration with my AI agent, and I've used a Kali Linux to generate a DOS attack on my Ubuntu VM. What I then do is my Python script generates alert logs, which it then sends to my area AI agent. The AI agent then, based on whatever guardrails and logic I've built into it, provides an analysis on that event or on that alert and sends it back to the Ubuntu machine. And you then get an output from the AI agent telling you what exactly is the alert, what's the risk rating, etc. So you can tweak this logic and build your own sort of guardrails or your own logic into your AI agent. And yeah, the sky is the limit when it comes to this home lab. You can try different components and make it more complex, integrate it with other systems as well, and learn a lot about cybersecurity. The third cybersecurity project that you've then got to move on to is a concept home lab, but it's something that I think is going to be very important when you want to build cybersecurity practical experience, and that is building your own AI-based phishing email analyzer. As this is a concept home lab, I've already made a diagram which should be on the screen right now. Once again, the tools that you need for building this home lab is VirtualBox with virtual machines, and you need to know a little bit about Python programming. You can also use ChatGPT or Claude in order to build a Python script for you, but you still need to be able to understand what exactly is going on. So what my aim with this cybersecurity home lab would be: you build a web app using Streamlit or Flask, and you use Python in the backend. What it does is you can take a phishing email, upload it to that specific app, and once you upload it to the app should then perform some sort of analysis on that phishing email, such as URL extraction, keyword detection, as well as do a risk scoring, generate a risk report for you as well. And then what you do is you can integrate an AI agent such as Olama, which is a local LLM. You can also use a cloud-based AI agent like I used Area AI in the previous home lab. But if you want to try something different, you can run Olama, which is a local LLM. And that local AI, what it does is it explains the alert in plain English, and you can sort of document everything in your portfolio and have test cases, all of that stuff, because documentation is also very important when it comes to cybersecurity practical experience. So this is a concept cybersecurity home lab, which I haven't built yet, but I will be covering on this channel. But yeah, research, try building it on your own and tell me how it was. The fourth cybersecurity home lab is something a little different, and this is building your own web application firewall. Now, understanding how firewalls function is also very important in cybersecurity. On this channel, I've covered two firewall-based home labs. One is a pfSense network firewall, and the second one is a web application firewall. Now, out of these two, I highly recommend doing the web application firewall home lab because it's pretty interesting. There's a full end-to-end guide that documents the whole lab, and it's one of the first home labs that I covered on this channel, and thousands of students have done it, tagged me on LinkedIn. So yeah, do the same. Go through the home lab. It's pretty basic, it's pretty simple, wherein we use an Ubuntu virtual machine. On there, we run our SafeLine web application firewall. On the Ubuntu virtual machine, we run DVWA, which also stands for Damn Vulnerable Web Application. On that web application, we then sort of try to attack it from our Kali Linux attacker machine. We try to perform SSL injection attacks. Then what we do is on the web application firewall, we implement certain controls and guards. And what that does is how it blocks these different types of attacks originating from the Kali Linux machine is something that you will learn, and it's very, very valuable. The fifth and final home lab, once again, is a concept home lab, and this is a honeypot lab with an attack dashboard. Because this is a concept home lab, the topology or the diagram should be on the screen right now. And this sort of home lab is an extension to the first wireshark SIEM home lab. Because what you can do is, in that lab, we used a Windows virtual machine and an Ubuntu virtual machine as our server. But what you can do is you can add a third virtual machine. On that virtual machine, you can run a service called as Open Canary. Open Canary is used to run different types of fake services like fake SSH, fake HTTP, fake SMTP, fake FTP, etc. And then what you do is you spin up a Kali Linux virtual machine. From that Kali Linux virtual machine, you try and attack this fake honeypot. What the honeypot does, it's then integrated with your wireshark SIEM where it sends alerts and logs. Now, what exactly is a honeypot? A honeypot could be a device that you set up in your network so that it attracts attackers who are trying to attack your network, and it runs bogus, deliberate open services on there. So whenever an attacker is trying to exploit those services, it generates logs, and that's how you get to know about the presence of an attacker or the presence of an exploitation that's taking place within your environment or within your network. So you can build this completely from scratch. Once again, just virtual machines, and that's all you need to get started. But you can use it as an extension to your home lab project 1, which was your wireshark SIEM, and take it to the next level by building this honeypot home lab and add a dashboard on there as well, where you can see all of these logs in real time. And don't forget, once you build these cybersecurity home labs, documenting them is very important. Add them to LinkedIn, make a short write-up about them, add the links on your resume, upload it to GitHub so that recruiters can see what you've done. And it's not just some text written on your resume, rather you've got evidence to prove to them that you've built these cybersecurity home labs. And I'm pretty confident if you build these cybersecurity home labs and add them to your resume, it boosts your chances to get your first cybersecurity job. Comment labs and I will share with you the guide for the 3 home labs that I've covered on this channel. But yeah, if you like this video, drop a like. Let me know in the comments what you think about the different home labs, or if you want to share with our audience or community any other home labs that you highly recommend we should be building. Subscribe to the channel, and I'd highly recommend you to check a SOC analyst roadmap, which I have covered on this channel. The video should be on the screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.